Hey everyone, Marcos Villegas here. This guy right here, you know him. His name is Abel Sanchez, the trainer of Gennady Golovkin, and you guys now have another fight. Going back to the forum against Dominic Wade, and if you're a fan of just in boxing in general, you're kind of just thinking like, hey, what happened? I thought we were supposed to see this Canelo-Gennady fight after the Cotto fight, so what happened?
Well, it was agreed before Cotto fought Canelo that and Golovkin fought Lemieux that they both would have one fight before they would fight each other. Golovkin has made it clear to the team that he wanted to be a unified champion, wants to have all the belts. What comes along with that is obligations to every organization. When we won the belt against Lemieux, the IBF belt, with it came the obligation to defend the mandatory, which was Toronto Johnson, who fought on an undercard. Toronto got hurt, so the next guy in line is Dominic Wade. So Gennady doesn't want to be stripped, as Tyson Fury got stripped when he didn't defend. Okay, so the IBF is serious about those mandatories, so we're not going to allow that to happen because of public criticism. Gennady wants to be the unified champion. In order to do that, he's got to have the belt. So Dominic Wade is the next guy in line.
How did the team react to the whole Canelo-Amir Khan fight happening? Because I know for like a lot of people that I've talked to, they're extremely surprised that it's happening. Some feel it's a mismatch. Some feel it's not fair given how big Canelo gets after he weighs in. What did the team think and feel?
Well, as far as Golovkin is concerned, Golovkin really doesn't follow any of that. He really, until somebody tells him, he really doesn't, he has no opinion. As far as I'm concerned, if you recall 28 years ago, 27 years ago, a guy named Roberto Duran moved up 12 pounds, 2 divisions to fight a guy named Ray Leonard and beat Ray Leonard. And then he moves up another 13 pounds and fights Marvin Hagler at middleweight and loses a 2 or 3 point decision, 15-round decision. So maybe the weight made a difference for Roberto Duran. Maybe the weight will make a difference for Amir Khan. He'll still be fast with his hands, he'll still be fast with his feet. Canelo will be even sluggish and slower because he's going to gain so much weight. So that could make a difference for Khan. I'm sure that Virgil will have a great game plan for Amir, and if Amir pays attention, he may shock the world.
But this right here,
those 5 pounds, those 7 pounds may make a difference.
You think so?
Oh, it may make a difference. Maybe he's killing himself to make the weight, and that's sometimes that makes a big difference on your being able to absorb those shots.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that if he pays attention to Virgil and doesn't get brave, okay, the worst thing that can happen to him is he gets brave and he thinks that he can go out and go toe to toe with Canelo. That's not going to happen. If he listens and he pays attention and stays focused, I think he has a great chance.
You betting on Amir then with what you're saying?
I didn't say I was betting. I just said that it's.
You wouldn't be shocked if it happens.
It's not as far-fetched as it seems to think that he's going to roll right over him. He's too much of a talent, Amir, for that to happen.
So the winner then, say Amir wins. Is that like, you guys are open to the winner? It's just not Canelo. It's whoever has the belt.
Whoever has the belt, that's what Gennady wants. He wants to be unified champion. So if it's Khan, it's Khan.
So say Canelo wins, and he goes and post-fight interview, he says, Gennady, you're next, da-da-da-da. When it push comes to shove, he says, yes, this fight will happen, but 155. How does the team go about?
Under the agreement that we have, the WBC has in place, which I have a copy of, Canelo has 15 days to say yes or no, I want to fight. Once he says yes or no, then he's got 30 days free negotiation period between the two camps. If they don't come to terms, then it goes to a purse bid under the WBC rules. Keyword, under the WBC rules. The WBC rules has not got a 150-pound weight division. It's a 160-pound weight division. So then it goes to WBC rules, and the splits are according to the WBC rules after the purse bid.
So that makes you think that during the negotiation period that they might want, right?
We're fighting for a 160-pound title. There's not going to be a 55-pound catchweight. There's not.
Even with as much money a fight.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he offers. It's not going to be at 155. It's going to be at 160. Now, if this fight was to happen once Golovkin was champion, and they come to us, and he gives up the belt, and they come to us, and they want to negotiate something, now Golovkin is champion. Now he's the unified champion. Then there's negotiations that could be possible. But for this belt, it has to be at 160 pounds.
You confident that it's going to happen, or do you feel that he might? Like,
it doesn't matter to me. The diva doesn't fight us. It doesn't matter. Serious.
And you're saying that because of the catchweight stuff, or
catchweighting because of all the things that not only him and Cotto have been doing to insult all the 160-pound champions of the past. If he doesn't fight us, they strip him. Golovkin becomes a champion. That's one step closer to being the unified champion.
Yeah. Speaking of this fight, I know you mentioned it was supposed to be Johnson. Now it's Wade. Do you see in Wade anything that maybe could be an interesting look or something we haven't seen Gennady go up against in the fight?
To be honest, in watching the videos, I haven't seen anything really extra special. Yeah. But whenever you step up to the plate against the supposed boogeyman, something grows in you. Something makes you, the reason you accepted the fight is because you think you have a chance. And it makes you a better fighter. It makes you a better thinker. It makes you a better dedicated fighter in a gym. It makes you a more disciplined fighter. So the fact that he's 18-0 only tells me that we don't know that much about him, one, and he's still 18-0. So he's still a
has
threat.
That mentality, yeah.
Yes, and he had a great amateur career. I followed him in the amateurs. A couple of my friends train him. So we're not looking for an easy fight. We're looking for a difficult fight, and if it ends up being an easy fight, good. Mm-hmm. But let's look at it as this guy is the next coming of the great middleweight champion. Hmm?
And another kind of newsworthy thing that kind of made me scratch my head. So the Canelo fight gets made, and then I think like the next day or the day after that, Kell Brooks says, "I want Golovkin." Is that true? Did you hear anything about that?
Of course, I'm sure that it was on social media. Yeah. I'm sure that Kell.
Did Tom say anything to you about that?
No, Kell's at the point now where he really can't get those big fights that he wants in England.
He never fights here.
Right. So he's trying to get his name out there, and I'm sure that Tom and Eddie have had preliminary discussions, because they're friends. But yeah, that's all possibilities. Like I said, Roberto Duran moved up 12 pounds to fight Ray Leonard, and he beat Ray Leonard. So those are things that are possible. That's what makes this game so interesting. This boxing game so interesting. There's so many things that could happen at any given time that makes you scratch your head and say, "Wow, that's just." But Roberto Duran beat Ray Leonard. Mm-hmm. I keep saying that because he wasn't supposed to. Ray Leonard was a darling. He was the gold medalist. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. So possibilities. There's always a possibility.
This year, when it's done, how active are you hoping Gennady's going to be?
Well, depending on Canelo, I hope 3 fights for sure. If it's in September, then once in December. If it's not Canelo, then I hope that we can get him a fight in July, then one in September or something like that, and then one in winter.
So speaking with Gennady, just right now, I asked him about his favorite food, and he told me he made you eat something. I know you've kind of told me the story before. Yeah. Just
horse milk.
Tell me about that, because how is it?
He grew up on horse milk and horse meat. That's what they eat where he's from, and he had me try it. And to tell you the truth, it's not something that was very palatable.
No. How did it taste like? Is there something similar?
The meat wasn't bad. The meat was just a little gamey, but the milk, the horse milk, was had like a rancid taste to it, like if milk that was bad for 2 weeks, you left it out and it was for 2 weeks, and then it had like a Perrier bubbly taste to it, So
it was carbonated.
Yeah, and supposedly, what they say is there's 2%, naturally 2% alcohol in that.
I could see that, like fermenting and all that.
But it wasn't very tasty. No.
Did you feel like gagging?
Yes.
Yeah.
The second time even more. It made me try it twice.
So did they trick you into it, or they just say, "Hey, coach, taste this"?
Taste this. And he gave me about an inch of milk in a glass, and I downed it. Oh, it was ugly. And then the second time, the next fight, or next time we went to Kazakhstan, he gave me another, and I couldn't even get it up to my mouth. It was just that I think the thought of it was more than anything. But
That's where he gets his power, right?
Yes, yeah. But it was bad, though.
Abel, it's great seeing you, man. Thank you so much. Abel Sanchez, of course, in the corner of Gennady Golovkin, coming up on HBO on April 23rd.